Attention, ladies and gentlemen, mabuhay! And thank you for joining us as we take flight into the dynamic world of air transportation in the Philippines. Today, we delve into a vital sector that connects our island, drives economic growth, tourism, and national developments. We are the Air Transportation Group of BSTMOUMN 2E1. So fasten your seatbelts as we explore the amazing transformation of the Philippine air transportation. But before we proceed to today's generation of air travel, let's head back to the past and answer the question, when did air transportation of the Philippines started?
Generally, air transportation began with the invention of the hot air balloon in the late 18th century, specifically by the Montgolfier brothers in 1783, and evolved throughout the years. The early 20th century in the Philippines, a new era in transportation was taking off, the dawn of Philippine aviation. On 1931, the Philippine Aerial Taxi Company, or PATCO, marked a historic milestone by launching scheduled flights between Manila and Iloilo, the country's first attempt at regular air service. And just 2 years later, in 1933, the Iloilo to Negros Air Express Company, better known as INAEC, it was founded by the influential Lopez family, and INAEC became Asia's first commercial airline. In 1941, the country's first domestic airline was born, Philippine Airlines, or PAL today. PAL proudly serves as the flag carrier airline of the Philippines.
By 1952, through Republic Act 776, the aviation sector was reconstructed, leading to the reorganization of the Civil Aeronautics Board and the Civil Aeronautics Administration, two bodies vital to regulating and developing air transport. Moving into the 1970s, PAL held a virtual monopoly over the domestic aviation industry. By 1973, it was the sole domestic carrier. In 1974, it continued its dominance in local air travel. In 1978, PAL was granted a new franchise, but with a condition. The government would regulate its fares. A major shift came in 1995, when the aviation industry was liberalized. Government control was slipped, and both domestic and international civil aviation policies were relaxed, paving the way for new players in the skies. By 1999, with more competing airlines entering the market, PAL's market share began to decline.
Today, the Philippine airline industry is a dynamic and rapidly growing sector. According to the Civil Aviation Authority of the Philippines, or CAAP, the country now has 71 airports, and the busiest of them all is the main international airport of the Philippines, the Manila Ninoy Aquino International Airport, which located in Pasay City. With 4 terminals operating 24 hours, NAIA handles hundreds of international and domestic flights in a day, with 4 major airlines that dominate Philippine skies, which are Philippine Airlines, the country's pioneer and flag carrier, Cebu Pacific Air, AirAsia Philippines, and SkyJet.
The airline industry in the Philippines is steadily recovering after being heavily impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic. Domestic travel has seen a significant rebound as more people are eager to travel for leisure and business. Airlines like Philippine Airlines, Cebu Pacific, and AirAsia Philippines have increased their flights and reopened many routes to meet the growing demand. According to the statistic data given from the Civil Aeronautics Board, or CAB, in 2024, there are over 50 million passengers boarded in the Ninoy Aquino International Airport, both domestic and international passengers, with Cebu Pacific leading the country's airline and surpassing the passengers' numbers since its pre-pandemic times.
International travel is also improving, especially with relaxed travel restrictions in many countries. However, the industry faces challenges such as high fuel prices, competition among airlines, and the need to upgrade infrastructure like airports.
Overall, the Philippines airline industry is on the path to recovery, focusing on to improving services, safety, and customer experience to regain passengers' trust.
Today, air transportation in the Philippines faces several significant challenges that impact its efficient and growth. We have 5 different challenges that major of airport here in the Philippines faces. First, we have the infrastructural limitation. Major airports like Ninoy Aquino International Airport, also known as NIIA, suffer from congestion and outdated facilities, leading to frequent delays and inefficiencies. Second, we have the air traffic management issues. The country's air traffic control system are often outdated, resulting in incidents like 2023 airspace closure that disrupted nearly 300 flights and affected over 65,000 passengers.
Workforce shortages. There is a notable shortage of skilled aviation professionals, including pilots, flight attendants, and maintenance personnel due to factors like better opportunities abroad. Number 4. Operational challenges. Airlines frequently face issues such as flight delays, cancellations, and customer service complaints, which are exacerbated by supply chain disruptions and fleet limitations.
Environmental and external factors. The aviation sector is also challenged by environmental concerns and external factors like geopolitical tensions, which can affect flight routes and safety. Addressing these challenges requires comprehensive reforms, investment in infrastructure, and strategic planning to enhance the country's air transportation system.
The Philippines, an archipelago nation, relies heavily on air travel to connect its thousands of islands and fuel its blooming tourism and trade. But the current system faces significant challenges: crowded airports, limited island-to-island connections, and outdated infrastructure. The good news, major solutions are in motion. At the forefront is massive infrastructure development. Take the New Manila International Airport or NMIA in Bulacan. This game-changing project, spearheaded by San Miguel Corporation, is designed to handle up to 200 million passengers annually, drastically easing congestion at our main gateway, NAIA.
Our tackle for today is connecting the nation, regional growth, and sustainable future. Beyond decongesting Manila, a vital strategy is developing regional airports as growth centers. This aims to support local tourism and create new economic hubs across the archipelago, bringing prosperity to more communities. Programs like Liberalized Air Service, Rationalized Air Routes Development Program offer financial incentives to airline flying to underserved and ensuring the better connectivity throughout the country.
Smart policies, skilled people, regulation, and human capital. For sustainable growth in the air transport sector, a supportive and efficient regulatory environment is essential. That's why policy and regulatory reforms are being actively pursued.
Enhancing operational efficiency and technology, and upgrading air traffic management system and implementing digital technologies like e-gates and biometric verificational and streamlined processes.
Now, air transportation in the Philippines has both direct and indirect connections to the Sustainable Development Goals. For direct connections, Sustainable Development Goals 8, decent work and economic growth, shows that the aviation sector here in our country is a significant job creator, employing many people directly and indirectly through our supply chains and tourism. For Sustainable Development 9, industry, innovation, and infrastructure, with investment in airport infrastructure, air traffic management system, and even the adoption of new technologies contribute to building resilient and sustainable infrastructure. Next is Sustainable Development 12, responsible consumption and production. The industry is exploring ways to improve fuel efficiency. That is, exploring ways to improve our reduce waste as well, and to promote the use of sustainable alternative like the sustainable aviation fuels or SAF, and contributing to more responsible resource consumption.
SDG 11, Sustainable Sites and Communities. This air connectivity links urban centers and rural communities, fostering economic and social development across different regions. SDG 17, Partnership for the Goals. By achieving sustainability in the aviation sector, it requires collaboration between government agencies, private sector, international organizations, and research institutions. By strategically integrating sustainability into its aviation policies and practices, this can help us ensure that air transportation continues to contribute to economic and social progress while minimizing its environmental footprint.
SDG 13 Climate Action, the most direct link is industry effort to reduce its carbon footprint. This includes exploring SAF, improving aircraft fuel efficiency, optimizing flight operations, and potentially investing in carbon offsetting projects like tree planting initiatives. And next is for the indirect connections. SDG 1 No Poverty, SDG 2 Zero Hunger, SDG 3 Good Health and Well-being, and SDG 4 Quality Education, showing the air transport enhanced connectivity, making essential services like healthcare, education, and humanitarian aids more accessible, especially to remote communities. SDG 5 Gender Equality, through this, the aviation industry can promote gender equality through employment opportunities and by ensuring equitable to air travel.
Good day everyone! Today, I will be discussing the importance of air transportation to development with a focus on economic growth. Economic growth and air transport in the Philippines. The air transport sector directly contributes 0.61% to the Philippines' GDP, generating USD 3.3 billion in the output and supporting 76,100 direct jobs. Enables high-value industries such as trade, manufacturing, and tourism critical to national development. Air cargo facilitates global trade and investment supporting 78.8 billion in exports and 95.8 billion in FDI. In 2017, tourism heavily relies on air travel with 98.59% of international tourists arriving by air, contributing in USD 11.0 billion to GDP and supporting 1.3 million jobs low cost, have further boosted tourist arrivals. Overall, the sector supports over 1 million jobs directly and indirectly.
Focusing on two aspects, its impact on connectivity and accessibility, and its contribution to social development. Let's talk about connectivity and accessibility. The Philippines, being an archipelago, relies heavily on air transport. It's the most efficient way to reconnect our numerous islands, bridging geographical divides and facilitating the movement of people, goods, and services. Moving on social development, air travel plays a significant role in improving lives. It increases labor mobility, allowing people to access education, healthcare, and job opportunities across regions. It's a fundamental driver of national development, fostering connections, enabling access, and significantly contributing to the social progress of the Philippines.
Especially during the time of crisis, air cargo is essential for delivering humanitarian aid quickly, which is critical for a country often struck by natural disasters. But there are challenges from limited cargo capacity to outdated infrastructure that slows operations. To address this, the government is stepping out by upgrading and building airports through public and private partnerships, introducing digital tools like e-gates and self-service kiosks, reforming old regulations, and increasing investment in the aviation sector. With this effort, the Philippines is working to strengthen its transporting system and to respond faster when it's mattered the most.
So the Philippine airline industry is recovering from the COVID-19 pandemic with a significant rebound in domestic travel.
As we prepare to land through the Philippine skies, we are reminded that transportation of air is more than just a movement, but a lifeline that connects island, passengers, and economy together. Thank you for flying us through our presentation. Maraming salamat po and have a safe and meaningful flight ahead.